Hello everyone, Alec Elcher the SideQuest Gamer here, and let's talk about the NES Mini for this edition of These Crazy Days in Gaming. So, Nintendo recently announced releasing a NES Mini to the public for $60 around fall this year, and it'll come with 30 pre-programmed NES games from a wide variety of genres and publishers. I am glad they included all the great first-party Nintendo games like the Mario Trilogy, Star Tropics, Kirby's Adventure, Zelda 1 and 2, and Punch-Out! They did have to leave out a few because this is 30 NES games. And they had to include third-party games that was released on the console as well. It's nice to see Final Fantasy 1, Castlevania 1 and 2, Mega Man 2, and of course the arcade-perfect ports of Pac-Man and Galaga that were on the NES. There are definitely 30 well-picked-out games, and I'm not even disappointed with this selection. I do question why they didn't choose Castlevania 3 instead of 2, because Simon's Quest is a well-known black sheep of the Castlevania series. I kind of get why they only chose Mega Man 2 of the sectology, but you know what? You can get the first 6 games on other platforms, so it really doesn't matter in the long run. And it may be a bit jarring to see Super C, but not the original Contra, but you know what? I'm fine with that. I honestly prefer Super C over the original Contra game. What I like about the NES Mini is that it supports HDMI video output, meaning you can play these games on modern TVs instead of having to fight with RF upscalers and adapters for the original NES. It even comes with brand new NES-style controllers. Now, the NES Mini isn't the first retro comeback console, as Sega released the Sega Genesis with 80 built-in games, with the only problems being the default wireless controllers having some input lag, but if you have a corded Genesis controller or even one from a third-party brand, you could attach those to that mini console too. And there was also the Atari Flashback and the ColecoVision Flashback that had many built-in games as well. So as for the NES Mini, I'm excited, but I'm kind of not. You see, the NES has so many great titles that releasing just 30 of them when the competition is releasing more games on their own consoles, it makes it pale in comparison to the competition, to be honest. Even the Tectoy Master System, that is very popular in Brazil, even to this day, has more going for it than the NES Mini. It's also worth noting that the NES Mini cannot play the actual NES cartridges because the cartridge slot is actually decorative and cannot be opened. There's also no internet connection nor external storage capabilities, not even a slot where you can put your SD card in. So what you see is what you get in the end. I really don't mind this in the long run because you're still getting 30 classic video games for an affordable price, and you're bound to like most of them. While I would much rather get a Sega Genesis Mini, I do like this idea. Think about it. I think this would be a fun gift for your kids if you have any, or maybe younger siblings. They might not want to play the NES because of wear and tear and the cartridges not always reading properly, not to mention they can play this on the HD TV. Like the other mini repro consoles, they're pretty much a novelty toy and not to be treated as an actual console. I'd say for $60 it's worth the price of admission, but we'll be the judge of that because I don't know if there will be any technical issues or not. If this does well, I hope Nintendo makes more repro consoles like this. I would like a Game Boy repro handheld as well as an SNES Mini and maybe a Nintendo 64 Mini with more or less the same amount of games pre-programmed into them. I already know what games I want to see on those repro consoles if they ever make them. And that's my 2 cents on this announcement. Thank you guys so much for watching and remember to stay awesome.